cat owners. Cat owners are liberals. Cat owners believe in hate speech. Cat owners are Democrats. Cat owners are dickheads.
If you have been on social media in the past 2 months, you've probably been overwhelmed with videos of a Pitbull lookalike shouting motivational content across your screen. But that juicing, self-proclaimed trillionaire has a name, and you all probably know it by now, Andrew Tate. But I've always wondered, who is Andrew Tate, and why is he telling me how pathetic I am and pulling in millions of views? So I thought it would be fitting to make a video about the rise of Andrew Tate. With just a quick Google search, you can see hundreds of articles about Andrew Tate and news outlets trying their best to bring him down. But looking at Google Trends data, his popularity is still skyrocketing, and he has become more searched than even Joe Biden. We all know Tate now from his controversial takes and supposed motivational videos.
You're a fat, ugly sack of shit.
But that begs the question, who was he before the fame? Andrew Tate was born in Washington, D.C. on December 1st, 1986, where he from a young age learned to defend himself from his father, who would play games with him by pushing him harder and harder across the room. He was a child prodigy and was trained by his father to be a chess grandmaster, who was one himself. So, he took his talents to Goshen, Indiana, the recreational vehicle manufacturing capital of the world, and his chess career began to take off. Around the age of 5, he won the Indiana State Chess Championship, beating a 16-year-old, bringing them to tears. However, in a drastic turn of events, his mother unfortunately moved him and his brother to Luton, England, and he was unable to continue his chess career. He now spent his days moving heavy crates of fish and getting bullied by the Luton natives for his unique accent. Without being able to get back at the bullies with his chess skills, Andrew decided to take up fighting, and being the mental tactician from chess that he was, along with his gains from the fish market, he excelled. He started going every day to a self-defense school, and eventually outgrew the school, leaving the UK for China to learn from martial arts masters in the mountains of Wudong. Following his mastery of the forbidden arts in the mountains, Tate began to look for a source of money, and started kickboxing, quickly making himself a career. He won 4 kickboxing championships in his 5-year career, but the money was not good enough, so he decided to shift his focus from boxing to business. Hey, if you've made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing, because right now, 0% of you watching are subscribed to the channel. So if you want to help me grow my channel, please consider subscribing. Thanks! From 2014 to 2020, we do not see much from Andrew, outside of a 2016 appearance on a UK television show, which he was quickly removed from for his controversial social media presence. Shocking, I know. But in the silence, this is where Andrew built his empire. Through connections made with money launderers and gangsters through kickboxing, he was able to move to Romania, where he started a variety of companies, making him into the business guru he is today. Tate first got into the business of promoting women, as he claimed to know them so well, by starting a webcam business. He says he flew out a few girls he had been with and asked them to join his business, and eventually the number of women grew to over 75. Business was booming, but it wasn't all smooth sailing, as Tate got into some trouble with the Romanian police regarding these women. He decided to diversify his business model by getting involved in everyone's favorite site, OnlyFans, where he trains women to promote themselves on the site for the small price of 50% of the revenue. These businesses, along with his Romanian casinos, made Tate into a very rich man. And with this combo of women and gambling, he was living the dream of every D-Gen guy aged 14 to 24. And he took advantage of this appeal, even starting a business class called Hustlers University, teaching the unfortunate souls who purchased the $50 monthly subscription how to make money online. In mid-2021, you can see Andrew Tate start uploading more on his YouTube channel, Tate Speech, posting inspiring videos such as How Slaves Think or Only Women Should Cook. But as most of his videos were just about his luxurious lifestyle. These videos got a decent amount of views, but Tate's fame really began to pick up at the end of the year. On December 29, 2021, Andrew Tate went on the Your Mom's House podcast with comedians Tom Segura and Christina Pasinski, and clips from the show started blowing up with his straight-to-the-point anti-PC attitude catching on with many viewers. Which is why today you can see him on 1 in every 5 TikToks with a motivational message that usually has some misogyny sprinkled in there with Sigma music in the background. Now that he's in the spotlight, Tate has attracted a fan base that consists of 2 types. The first kind are those who genuinely listen to his advice and find him to be a motivating person. These are the ones I fear for. He reels them in with some basic life advice, and his persona gets the viewer wanting more. And the more they watch, the more controversial and problematic his takes get. And these viewers still unfortunately eat this content up. The other kind, who I hope is the majority at this point, are those who find him hilarious because they think there's no way this guy is serious with his ethnically ambiguous accent and takes so terrible he has to be farming for clicks. When we see videos of him where he claims to be a trillionaire, or when he says he will challenge his nerd son to a fight to the death, he is definitely fishing for reactions. Hopefully, in reality, he is a lesser version of this grandiose persona he puts on the internet. From looking at videos from his past and during his fighting days, I can only assume he is playing a character of himself, because in these, he was still a very cocky and boastful person, but nothing to the extent that he is now. So either his time in Romania with wealth and power has inflated his ego tenfold, or he is playing an exaggerated character of himself. Either way, the man is blowing up from his personality, and there might not be an end in sight. Even though a new controversy surrounding the guy happens every week, with the following he has gained and persona he has created, he may not be able to be cancelled because his followers either genuinely enjoy the controversial takes, or they don't take him seriously anyways. However, if you're looking forward to Tate's demise, what is probably more likely is that he'll slowly fade out of the spotlight as people get tired of the same outlandish statements he makes because they can only get you so far. The internet eventually filters out those who rely on one gimmick, and maybe Tate can be the exception, but it's unlikely. People are already getting tired of him and are finding him less funny the more crazy he gets, so we may be seeing his decline as we speak. So, while his reign of terror lasts, although he is a jackass, I will say, it is fun to laugh at him in very small doses, so I won't mind seeing whatever brain rot is coming out of his mouth every now and then, because there's nothing I can do to get him out of mine or anybody else's feed. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing. Your support is very much appreciated.